poppin'.
I'm all about the Benjamins, ain't I? I be running to the shows, ain't never had the stage right. Freak them hoes on a late night, hey. And in the daylight, gotta get my cake right. Ain't about nothing that we can't buy. To be around me, a nigga gotta have a great mind. It's 4-5, not an 8-5. And waving 4 fingers in that pussy nigga ain't mine. I got about the streets, hey, and got focus on the cheap. For me, my brother did a 7 P's. For them licks, I owe that nigga everything. I ain't nothing like you bitches, I'm a G. This 7 letter and a fucking P. You bitches serving pussy for a fee. Brother, please, that can never be me. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, hit me if it's urgent. Every day I'm working. Friday, Saturday, Friday into Sunday. Every day I'm hustling. I be getting money. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, hit me if it's urgent. Every day I'm working. Friday, Saturday, Friday into Sunday. Every day I'm hustling. I be getting money. On me, gon' make your situation better. Play it on quick compared to me, they'll never measure. If she talking pressure, know I'm with whatever. Going undefeated, I'm a heavyweight step. Well, your mama raised a hoe, and my mama raised a hustler. Thinking we the same as but you really had me fucked up. I don't knock the hoes, baby girl, I'm just not one. Why I got my knots up, you was getting knocked up. And it's only bands, brother, only bands. Little bitch, you scared to hustle, so you got an only fans. Out here doing numbers, must be at the rolling dance. Independently funded, then they needed no advance. Don't hate on me, I've been grinding through the week. No days off, no sleep. I'm pushing those foreign keys. L-I-T. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hit me if it's urgent. Every day I'm working. Friday, Saturday, running into Sunday. Every day I'm hustling. I be getting money. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hit me if it's urgent. Every day I'm working. Friday, Saturday, running into Sunday. Every day I'm hustling. I be getting money.
BFG 300 shit.
Let's get to the money conversations as of lately I've been reaching. Blew the bag to get them cases closed, dismisses and repeated. I paid the cost to be the boss. It's only right a nigga beat it. Lately battling against the odds and sucker shit. No, I can't be with. I've been broke before, got rich, some more see money coming leasy. Niggas switch up on the gangsters, get painted on tall tees. Back doors been flapping open. Ain't no peace inside these streets. If my partner fuck with the suckers, then on my partner I might breathe. Let's Glock 30, hold 30 while throwing 30 while I squeeze and cuffing please when they're a nigga like what the fuck you niggas think? They don't keep it gang business, they talk to hoes and the police. So what I play if you lost, you can't get back from biting cheese, nigga.
Hey, need a plug on the work, I can call Hector. 40 plus on the Gleek, that's a Chris Vector. Christian moves on my feet, bitch, that's light work. Now watch me put them in the air to side kite.
Keep it street, but most niggas don't keep it gangster. He go with rap, but not the block, go get your rank up. Break it out the bitch and whip the arm and hammer. Be cautious about the niggas this round, you niggas be walking cameras on gang.
You niggas tricking on a bitch, I'm getting to the cheese. Yo, bitch, pussy wetter than a 7 C's. 5-inch ARPs, we got 10 of these. Fresh nickel two-tone with the lemon squeeze. Catch them up in traffic, jacking up on you niggas' cars. Let this smacker play through if you fuck with bars. It's BFG tackle gang, we don't fuck with stars. Turn this block into a range if you fuck with us. Chris and lose on my feet, that was 3K. The bitch is broke on a trick, I'm on D-Way. Now I don't fuck with ghost Glocks, they got a delay. Heavy stepper in the game like it's EA. Nigga plug on the work, I can call heck. 40 plus on the gleek, that's a Chris fake. Chris and lose on my feet, bitch, that's light work. I watch me put them in the air just how I kite work.
Keep it street, but most niggas don't keep it gangster. He go with rap, but not the block, don't get your rank up. Break it out the bitch and whip the arm and hammer. Be cautious about the niggas, it's right, you niggas be walking cameras. On gang.
BFG 300 shit.
Let's get to the money conversations as of lately I've been reaching.
Chris, what you want, nigga? I was about to play that shit again, nigga. When? Nigga, hold on. Oh, no, my mic on, nigga. That's your shit. Hold on, man. We about to get into it, nigga. Hold on, y'all. We about to wait for this nigga Chris. I don't know what's wrong with this nigga Mike. Hold on, let me shout out Miss Juanita. Y'all see that big ass gangland tattoo? That's what I'm saying, bro. Hey, no, none of them niggas. Hey, where I don't see nobody tattooing y'all movement. Don't nobody got no tattoo y'all shit. Cause don't nobody give a fuck about that shit y'all got going on over there. Yo, D, this shit means so much to a motherfucker. They got it tatted on them. That should tell you something. This shit means so much to a motherfucker that they got it tatted on them. Nigga, gangland, nigga. The fuck? Let's get into it, though, man. Y'all know Oakland's on. Tamia. We got Tamia on this motherfucker. Y'all tap in, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. It's Gangland.
Keep it litty. Bitch speaking on me, I ain't been with that's that shit. I ain't no bitches cheating on me, prostitutes I never live with. If a bitch was breathing on me, that's because I know she lick dick. Her lick shit, thick shit, get hit quick. Listen, out look. I don't play with nothing. Disrespect my people, and my niggas get to can something, spraying something. Soon as you get to saying something, I kinda like every day because I like to lay with money. Listen, pull up with Kamaya, ooh, make your BM lie to you. I was born in 92, bitches do what I like to do. Her left as soon as she fell in love, cause how to make the rightest move. Hit the kitchen with the yay, get the things the itis too. Now whoop. Ayy, get your hoe too. 4-5 chains on the shit that made your hoe look. 100 round drums sitting on that yacht, but get your dough shook. Walk a nigga down soon as the bass drop with no hook. I do. Hey, stay your bitch, who you speaking on? Pull up on your block, and get the tweaking hoe. I'm not in your lane, we not the same, so what you reaching for? You wanna be Kamaya, I got a bitch inspired. I'm the hot girl, set the city on fire. Before me, it wasn't none out prior. I'm making movies like that nigga Ben Styler. Mask off, bitch, I'm Mike Myers. I hold the baton, but I'm not an athlete. I'm Sharon on these songs from the way I gas beats. We FedEx niggas from the way we pack heat. Slapping on my songs cause you will never slap me. Every time a bitch mad, they call a bitch bad. They ain't stop shit. They niggas still getting stashed. I'm still dropping hits with my fucking big ass. I got a big stomach and I got a big bag. Hey, there's only one queen up in this motherfucking region, and I'm the fucking queen for a reason. These street niggas love me all seasons, cause if some shit go down, they know I'm coming out squeezing. I will plead the fifth before I snitch, and I will never fold that sucker shit, and I will never use my sex as a weapon. In Detroit,
You've earned this, so hold it up high.
There's no
You're not just a sport.
It's like back when. Gang in the field, bitch, we be something like the Pac-10.
Gangland, we around this motherfucker, baby.
Oh, man, bitch, stand on that. To the head, I'll show a nigga's feelings. My 9th and Wood nigga, up the street from the village.
We ain't in it, you niggas don't throw no blocks, we ain't in it.
Make sure you put him down, never leave him with it. No love for the suckers, never on forget it. Stomp down on these niggas, cause niggas is big. Ooh, about to blow something. Man got the stick, about to hoe something. Ooh.
Y'all know what it is. It's Gangland TV the SitDown live. Hit the like button. Don't be boosty. And subscribe to the channel. And hit the notification bell, man. That shit easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Easy. Subscribing. That's free as fuck. Hit the notification bell. That's free as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That shit's free.
Gang in the field, bitch, we be something like the Pac-10.
Chris, nigga, what's going on, nigga?
I fell out. I'm up now.
Man, this first little situation we about to get into, you know how motherfucker get the line and shit, right? Like, motherfucker get the crying wolf and yelling out niggas touching on them and all this all weird shit when a nigga ain't did nothing. Such as Tupac. You know, I don't think Tupac violated that lady. I would say the R word, the R-A-P-E word, but I'm gonna just say violated. I know Tupac didn't violate that woman. She cried wolf though. She was in there acting like somebody did something to her. Ain't nobody did nothing to that lady. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this situation, man, where this little small jar of mayo, she tried to lie on this baseball player and say that he was touching on her. So let's get into it, man. It's Gangland. Shout out Miss Cynthia for that super sticker.
Yesterday, we discussed the conclusion of former Major League Baseball player Trevor Bauer's lawsuit stemming from an alleged sexual assault and Bauer's recent video in which he released his side of the story with receipts. Joining me now to discuss that is Bauer's accuser herself, Lindsey Hill. Lindsey, I mentioned Bauer's video in which he provided some receipts that, I'm going to be honest with you, make you look like a clout chaser, or I know some people are calling you a cleat chaser because admittedly you were chasing after several high-profile, wealthy baseball players. Trevor says everything was completely consensual. He also released these text messages that came out in court indicating that you had planned the whole thing out. So I want to read some of these texts from you to a friend between the two of you before you met Trevor, this one. Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. Okay. Victim is an interesting choice of words. I'm going to allow you a chance to explain yourself. But after you agreed to meet, you asked your friend what you should steal. Your friend answered his money. He says, another one from you to a friend, I'm going to his house Wednesday. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll. With a screenshot in which you told him, tryouts don't scare me, Bauer. Pick a day and I am there. Here are some more after you and Trevor met up. Net worth is $51 million, to which your friend responds, bitch, you better secure that bag. Your text, need daddy to choke me out, being an absolute whore to try to get in on his $51 million. You say this wasn't a setup. How can you expect anyone to believe that?
That's a great question. I really appreciate you having me on to even have this conversation. Obviously, there's a lot going on around this, so I really appreciate people who are asking questions about it. The first thing I want to say is, I think that Trevor did this intentionally with the text messages and how he framed this video. There's several things in it that are not correct. And I just want to start out by saying, you know, it's so valid for people to question those text messages. But the root of the problem here is that he is presenting this as one conversation, when in reality, he had thousands of messages to choose from, took those, made it look sequential, which it was not. There is no combined screenshot of those things going on one after the other. And as I said last night as well, there's no text message that ever exists. Otherwise he would have, you know, put it out there, combining, you know, anything about a setup through rough sex, finances all in one. Those were handpicked, and they were from multiple different conversations all before we met up. And I think that the video in general doesn't even talk about what actually happened between us two, which is what would have come out during a jury trial. You know, these were all messages that happened before. And then of course the video is so valid as well for people to ask questions about. But I do think that that video was entirely misleading. He also references the restraining order hearing, which people also have questions about. He says that he was cleared of any wrongdoing, which is actually incorrect. In our civil case, the judge had actually ruled that he had not been cleared of any wrongdoing, and that was a federal court judge. So,
okay, so I want to get to the domestic violence restraining order hearing as well, but I mean, so you're saying that it's misleading because you're admitting that you did talk about rough sex and wanting rough sex. You did talk about him needing to choke you out. You did talk about stealing his money, but it's misleading because he put them together in the same video as if you had said it in the same conversation, when in fact it was separate conversations, correct? That's why it's misleading?
Correct, and as well as not showing, you know, the messages that occurred after where it discusses it strictly in the term of, you know, being a baseball wife or something like that.
Or something like that. Okay, I'm just curious if you know, like, the statistical likelihood of you texting your friend premeditated texts saying you wanted him to choke you out and steal his money, take his money, and him actually choking you out, and those two things not being related.
It's a really, really valid question. And like I said, I think you would need to look through each conversation. Those were handpicked. But I can, like I said last night, completely own the fact that those were overly sarcastic, overly inappropriate to some may seem. And it does give off that impression about clout chaser and totally attention seeking behavior. But I just feel that they have, you know, nothing to do with what actually took place. But it does cause a lot of questions as to why I was, you know, seeking Trevor out. But at the end of the day, there was nothing about a setup with violence and all of this stuff and getting financial gain. It was strictly, you know, a 25 or however old I was at the time, girl trying to get attention from those things and phrasing it in a sarcastic way before we met.
Okay, so I've got a couple other questions on that. So you said in court that he sexually assaulted you on 2 different encounters, and you say the first time that you say he choked you unconscious. Clearly the insinuation is you didn't like it, because now you're calling it an assault. But why did you make the drive back to LA to meet back up with him a second time if this man had just assaulted you by your own account?
I think that's a really good question. How I phrased it and how I in the past is that I was so embarrassed by the first encounter that I felt something, you know, deep in me to go and take the power back and to be better and to be what he wanted in a sense. And so I don't know, there's been a lot of, you know, through all the processes, witness experts on the psychology of what happens when you are assaulted, XYZ, but there was something in me that felt like I needed to make it better in a sense.
Okay. But you texted Trevor before you met him, telling him you liked rough sex. Then you texted him after your first sexual encounter with him, which you now call an assault. And according to court records, you told him after that sexual encounter that you had, quote, never been more turned on in your life. That's not really something that someone says when they were just assaulted.
I think it's a super valid question. Everything you're asking me is a super valid question.
I agree. That's why I'm asking them.
Totally. And I think that I'm not, that's what expert witnesses are for in court in terms of the psychology behind that and responses to abuse and things like that. But like I said, I was just trying to make myself feel better about myself after what had happened the first time. After the first time I left without any markings on my body, my face was fine. I could go to work. And I thought that the second time, would be like the first time minus the.
This motherfucker lying. Oh my God. Stop fucking lying. This bitch is lying. How the fuck you say the second time y'all had sex was the best time, but then you gonna say that he assaulted me? See, this is the type of shit that be going on. Like, man, look, you'll fuck around and get your ass whooped doing some shit like this in the hood. You go around the hood doing some shit like this. She's like in suburban area or wherever she's at. She know damn well if this was in the hood, oh yeah, you ain't what? Somebody would have beat your ass. They would have beat your ass. Lying like that. You lying. You all in the text messages. You and some motherfucker to my secure that bag. You thought you had to come up, huh, bitch? You thought you had to come up. Oh, choke me out. I'm in the rough sex. Then when he choked your ass out, oh, he assaulted me. Man, you is out of pocket. You ain't cool at all. At all. You ain't cool at all. Like, I'm confused. What's going on with this shit?
Hey, salute, man. How are you?
Man, smoking on this blunt, trying to figure out why do women be out here lying like this?
Some women, I don't know. Every woman is different. You got some women that just they're horn dogs. They want that, they want that dick. Sometimes they want a little extra. But when the dude when the dude don't like have a relationship with them or don't do what they want, then they crack the fuck up and do some fucked up shit.
So
This is the opposite of what women go through with men. This is what men go through with women. There are some abusive ass women out there, and I mean, when we say abusive, we're not just talking about slap, punch, talk shit. This kind of shit, manipulative shit, where they, oh yeah, baby, I want to get it all, but then they looking for a come up, like you said. If you got it going on, you trying to do things. They want a man that's going to take care of them, where they don't have to get out there and get it out the mud as well. Whereas a woman who gets it out the mud, niggas don't want to get with her because she getting it out the mud and they can't control her. So the same thing with here. These women trying to control men and they don't understand. And a lot of people don't understand that you cannot, excuse me, I'm driving. I just came back from shopping. You cannot control a man. You don't control nobody but yourself. Not realizing that man may love you and care for you without the antics. Okay? The antics, okay? That's what's really the manipulative antics.
Well, she out of pocket though. Like she like, oh, I want you to spit in my mouth and then choke me. And then you spit in her mouth, you choke her as y'all fucking. And she goes to say, oh, he violated me, R-A-P-E word. He violated me. He choked me and spit in my face.
Yeah, when the guy makes her mad, they use that.
You just said that you wanted me to choke you and spit in your mouth.
Right.
You when the nigga do it, you call the police and say, I choked you and spit in your face.
Yeah.
You a cold bitch.
It's a setup.
Oh, you a cold bitch.
It's a lot of women do that, especially if they can't get what they want.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it? Yeah, it's basically ammunition so that they can control you. Say, hey, you know what? If you don't do this, I'm gonna tell them what you did. And every nigga like, what did I do? And they're like, "Yeah, you choked me, you spit in my mouth. Nigga, you
But that's
asked me to.
you asked for that.
And they're crazy.
You asked for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on, I'm about to play the rest of this
I'm
content.
gonna really quickly. I'm gonna say to men, when a woman asks you to do some shit like that, don't do it. Don't do it, because it's a setup. You know, it's a setup, brothers. Don't get caught up with the bullshit.
I'm gonna say that's a lie. It depends on who. If it's her, don't do it. If it's another bitch, she might be serious and want you to do it. So you can't be like, oh, if somebody asks you to do that, it's a setup. It might not be a setup. She might actually want that shit to transpire. But this lady right here, she a cold motherfucker.
Oh, there's a lot of them out there. It is. Have you experienced a woman that wanted?
Yo, Mike, we're in and out. What you say?
Have you experienced a woman that wanted to do BDSM?
That want to do what?
BDSM. This is part of the BDSM.
Explain. Explain BDSM.
You know, like really rough sex. This kind of thing right here. Piss on them. You know, slap them around, humiliate them, shit like that. But mostly rough
I
sex.
mean, that ain't. If I choke you and spit in your mouth, that ain't humiliation. Because I might have some liquor in my mouth and be pouring me your shit. So that's not humiliation. That's hell yeah.
So, have you experienced
Hell yeah.
one of these things to do this?
Yep.
Okay, well.
But it wasn't like she wanted me to strangle her or just hawk a loogie and just spin her. Nah. Just
Just a little roughness, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind a little
Put a
roughness.
little liquor in her mouth. Not spitting in her mouth, just spitting liquor in her mouth. With no motherfucking spit. More so liquor. Drinks, whatever. But she didn't want to be strangled. You got some motherfuckers that want to get strangled and choke the fuck out till they passed out. They want their nuts stomped on and like, nigga, what the fuck is this weird ass shit, brother?
Yeah, that's
big.
like on the S&M shit.
Yeah, we ain't doing none of that.
Wow.
We ain't doing none of that.
Wow.
That's out. Let's get back into this content.
All right.
The things I told him I was not comfortable with.
Yeah, so you mentioned the markings on your body. I want to play a portion of his video in which he plays I would say, interesting video of you in his bed. Watch.
In August of 2021, Lindsey Hill's claims were heard in court. And during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team. Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsey Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021. Without my knowledge or dispute, it was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021. Without my knowledge or consent, of course. In it, you can see her live.
Boy, that nigga over there looking like Batman.
Stop it.
That nigga over there looking like Batman. This is the thing, though. Bitch, why'd you filming me while I'm asleep? This is some clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? Gold digging ass shit.
That's like I got him type of thing. You know? I don't know about these niggas here. That's a I got him type of thing. you know, like a trophy, if you will. Like a, you know, how people like count how many people they get. The ones people say they couldn't get, they go and get them, and it's like proof that they got them. That's that shit right there. That's some dumb shit, man. People need to
But
grow
this
up.
nigga don't know her over a bowl of cereal. This over here, his second time being with her, whatever the case may be. And you got that fucking thing over your eyes. Nah, nigga, I need to see what the hell going on around here.
Man.
I need to see what's going on around here. You got that thing over your eyes over there looking like Batman. What the fuck?
They're lying in bed next to me while I'm sleeping, smirking at the camera without a care in the world, or any marks on her face. I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us.
Lindsey, I think there are a lot of sexual assault survivors who would say you don't look traumatized there and you don't look beaten. And this is allegedly after you say that he brutally attacked you and you had bruises all over your body. You had bruises all over your face. I don't see any bruises there. And I certainly don't see a woman who's just been traumatized by something horrible.
Again, super valid. I think that I woke up that morning, and the best way to explain that video is I hadn't seen my entire body yet. I had no idea what had happened, considering, you know, I was unconscious for most of it. I had no idea what had happened to my full body.
But if it was that severe, wouldn't you already feel pain? Wouldn't you already have bruises on your face? I mean, you say that he punched you in the face, but where are the bruises?
She ain't nothing but a lying sack of shit.
Wow. She over there jacking men, huh?
I'm trying to figure out, like, for her to be doing this, like they say, this ain't your first time. Like, you been looking for baseball players and all type of individuals to try to, you know, get over on, if you will. So that shit crazy.
Oh my God.
Hold on, y'all. I'm about to play this content real quick.
Max, how do you shut your trunk while you're driving? Do you put your brakes on or something?
You said how you do what?
How do you shut your trunk while you're driving?
You said how you do what while you driving?
How do you close your trunk while you're driving? Is that possible?
Hell nah.
Okay.
Unless you got a long ass arm.
Okay. No, I'm saying, is there a way like you bump your brakes or something?
Hell nah. Shit.
Okay. I'll just have to know it.
That's the door.
Okay.
Damn. Let's get into this content. It's just some crazy shit going on. Like I said, that restraining order shit don't mean that he gonna kill you. He gonna try to come kill you. Let's get into this content in the gangland.
He broke her windows out in front of her children. He beat her in front of her children. How did he get out that night? Who protected Nicole? Her words was, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what he's going to do to me. She has 5 boys that we have to raise without their mom.
This is the story of 29-year-old Nicole Bullock, a mother of 5 children whose life was tragically cut short in a chilling crime that shook the community to its core. Nicole was in an abusive relationship with the father of her 2-year-old son, 33-year-old Rodney Crawford. She was afraid of him and would leave him, then take 2 protective orders out against him. Tragically, these protective orders were not enough to save her life, and she would sadly be killed by him in her hotel room. Nicole tried to get help to keep her and her kid safe, so why wasn't she protected? Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories.
This game, you're not ready for it.
This story takes us to Durham, North Carolina. Nicole, at 29 years old, was a mother to 5 boys aged 2 to 12 years old. She would do anything for her boys. Loved ones described her as having a spirit that radiated kindness and joy and was just a fun person to be around. Nicole had a tumultuous relationship with the father of her 2-year-old son, 33-year-old Rodney Crawford. Nicole's bond with Rodney started with a shared love for their 2-year-old son Elijah. At first, their relationship seemed like a story of love, but as time unfolded, it revealed a much darker side. Behind closed doors, a sinister undercurrent of violence brewed, tearing apart the facade of their relationship. Rodney started to become abusive towards Nicole. One particular incident in May 2021 had occurred in the presence of one of her children. As a result of the abuse, Nicole took out a protective order against Rodney in July of 2021. She filed for a second protective order in April of 2022, after that one expired. Nicole's own handwritten accounts, submitted as part of her plea for a domestic violence protection order, revealed a horrifying pattern of abuse. She had described brutal beatings, a fractured eye, and an attack while she was pregnant, causing excruciating pain every time the light hit her eye. In other documents, she described another terrifying incident where he followed her home, grabbed her by her hair, and dragged her forcefully. He didn't stop there, he headbutted and punched her, and shockingly, even cut off her hair with scissors. In another instance, she expressed her deep fear about what he might do next, indicating how unpredictable and dangerous he had become. According to Nicole Bullock's sister, Lakeisha Polite, Nicole had taken legal steps to keep Rodney away from her and her children, seeking protection from his ongoing violent behavior. The protective order meant to keep Rodney away from her and her children was violated when he smashed both the front and back windows of Bullock's home. He was put under house arrest and would only receive probation for the protective order violation. Things would take a devastating turn on Sunday morning, March 5, 2023. Shortly after 8 a.m., Durham police received a call about a woman who suffered a heart attack on Residence Inn Boulevard near Apex Highway. The caller was Rodney Crawford, Nicole's baby father, who she had a protective order against. Officers arrived to find Nicole's lifeless body, lying on a bed, her vibrant spirit extinguished. What appeared to be a medical emergency soon transformed into a grim crime scene. Rodney, the very person who had called 911, recounted a chilling narrative. According to him, Nicole had called him to the hotel, which swiftly escalated into a heated argument over a cell phone. The situation spiraled out of control into a violent struggle, ultimately resulting in Nicole's tragic death. An initial investigation led to the arrest of Rodney Crawford, and he was charged with Nicole's murder.
5 siblings, ranging from 2 to 13, are now without a mother. This is a photograph of that family. This is Nicole Bullock here, the woman killed Sunday in Durham.
Someone needs to be Nicole's voice, and I'm her older sister.
Lakeisha Polite's little sister, Nicole Bullock, was murdered in a Durham hotel room Sunday. Court records show the man charged in her death, Rodney Crawford, had a history of abusing her.
I feel like the system failed her. He wasn't protected at all.
Crawford was convicted over the summer of assaulting Bullock while her child was with her. Yet he got no prison time, only probation. That's the reason Polite says her sister is not alive today. After seeing our story, she reached out wanting to shine a light on the dangers of domestic violence.
Who protected Nicole? Her words was, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what he's going to do to me. She has 5 boys that we have to raise without their mom.
At the time of her murder, Bullock had an active restraining order against Crawford. Corey Frost with Legal Aid is the attorney who helped her get that.
My hope is that, her death is a reminder or wake-up call to folks in the community.
He says judges have a lot of discretion to provide resources to domestic violence survivors. He wants them to use that more often.
What I see in my practice across the state, a reluctance on the part of judges to take full advantage of the relief that they are permitted to grant under the law.
Bullock is remembered by her sister as a hardworking single mom whose kids, ages 2 to 13, were her world. Now her focus is on raising them and getting justice.
Justice for Nicole, justice for her kids, life in prison.
Crawford was on probation at the time of his arrest, after being convicted last year on charges of assault by strangulation, assault inflicting serious bodily injury, and breaking and entering with intent to terrorize or injure. Rodney Crawford was a man with a history of violence who should have been in prison for the suffering he had inflicted on Nicole, but instead, he was never held accountable for his actions, and now Nicole is dead. In the end, the story of Nicole Bullock was not just a tale of a life tragically cut short, but also a sad reminder of the horrors of domestic violence. Her memory lives on as a call to action, urging society to protect those who live in fear and to ensure that the system never fails another Nicole again.
The fact that this particular person encountered multiple restraining orders in their situation, unfortunately, is something that happens more often than not.
Nisha Williams is the legal director for the North Carolina Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Safety planning is the first thing she recommends.
Simple as, I'm going to text my sister, can you go order us pizza tonight? And that might be the special signal that we've established to call for help.
She also said their website is a list of every domestic violence crisis center across the state. Those centers can help people file orders of protection as well.
You young ladies have to, please, please seek help.
And not only is it free to file this order of protection, but if you do it with a local domestic violence service provider, they can connect you with a legal aid attorney, again, for free. We also did some digging on Crawford's background. He did have an aggravated assault charge from New Jersey back in 2015. He is set to face that murder charge here at the Durham County Courthouse next week.
Nicole's family and friends came together for a balloon release to honor her life.
People arrived at the park with balloons and t-shirts. This crowd showed up for 29-year-old Nicole Bullock, who was described as a hardworking single mother of 5.
It absolutely means a lot to see how much Nicole was loved, but if you honestly knew Nicole to know Nicole, it's not a shock. Nicole took all of the steps to protect herself. This is an issue that she had been experiencing since 2021.
She didn't deserve to die the way she did. It's tragic. I feel like the system just failed her. It failed her boys. They didn't protect her, nor I feel like they didn't protect the boys either, because now they have to grow up without a mom.
While at the balloon release, we found out Bullock also grew up without her mother.
When Nicole was 2 years old, we lost our mom. Our mom was murdered. She was 2. It's like history repeated itself.
Family and friends are coming together. They are rallying around the sons Bullock leaves behind and telling those in violent relationships to get help.
To all the women out there that's going through the things that Nicole's going through, if they can hear me now, I don't want no family should go through what we're going through. You got to get out. You got to do something.
The remembered Nicole is just a pure, genuine, fun person who was a great mother to her 5 boys. Nicole's loved ones feel like the system failed her and her children. They feel like she took all of the necessary steps to protect herself, and now her 5 children have to grow up without their mother. What happened to Nicole was beyond tragic. She tried everything to get away from her baby's father's abuse. She went to the courts for help, and instead of putting Rodney away, they gave him probation and put him back out on the street, putting Nicole's life in danger. We only have Rodney's version of events of how he ended up at the hotel with Nicole and how her life was taken, but what is known is that she was afraid of him and what he would do to her, and wanted to be protected from him, and now she is dead. She should have been protected. She should be here. My condolences to her friends and family. May you continue to heal and one day find peace. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Time and time again. Time and time again. They tell you to get a restraining order. Get a restraining order. Mute your mic, Anonymous. You got some feedback. It's time and time again. They say, hey, get a restraining order. If you get a restraining order, that'll keep them away. This nigga said, fuck that restraining order. Did something to her. The other restraining order expired. She got another one. They let this nigga out on probation after he attacked her. Then he ultimately brought her to her demise. Because y'all let him, like, this is the thing, right? What if somebody, let's say, for instance, they just attacked your wife and they was white. They'd be like, oh, yeah, man, fuck that, man. He's going to jail off the dribble from just attacking. Like, man, come on, man. Since it's a black man beating on a black woman, fuck it. We just gonna sit here and give him probation. Fuck her. Fuck her, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? We know he gonna throw his life away. He gonna kill her anyway. And then he just gonna be another statistic. And, you know, that's money in our pocket. Man, that shit crazy, man. What y'all think about that shit?
You know, what's the point of getting a restraining order? What's the fucking point? It don't mean shit.
Yeah.
It don't mean shit. How are we going to be protected? Now we got to go and get a fucking gun and shit. I mean, and if we shoot the fucker, we go to jail for protecting us and our families. I don't get that. Why do we need, I don't understand. You know, this motherfucker beating her ass what the fuck? What we gotta do? Go take some bionic pills and beat the shit out of him? What the fuck?
We definitely gotta take some testosterone.
Something. Because we getting fucked up over here. We getting fucked up. And she took out 2 restraining orders on this motherfucker, man. I'm like, hello? He violated the first one. His ass should be fucked up. What the fuck?
Exactly. And you know, I was just about to say that. Am I echoing? Okay. Can y'all hear me before I talk? Can they hear me? Oh, they can't even hear me. That's fucked up.
No, we can hear you.
Oh, my shit tweaking. But piggybacking off what Anonymous just said, me and my mama got into it, right? And there's a such thing as a civil, what is it called? It's like a harassment order, but for like in your home. So like say me and Anonymous, we live together, right? We're always getting into it. You feel like I'm always harassing you. You put a harassment order against me, right? The law is if you, even with a restraining orders, if I have a harassment order, any type of order saying that you can't do X, Y, and Z towards me, and you do X, Y, and Z towards me, you're supposed to go to jail. It ain't no come and observe what the fuck happened and everybody goes home. You're supposed to go to jail. If you violate your order that was put against you, jail. I be so confused as to how these women be having restraining orders against these men that they know abuse them, and these officers be knowing what the fuck is going on too, and y'all just, okay, well, we don't think it's that serious. We don't want to do no paperwork, so we're just going to let him come back home. Now you did. Because you didn't want to do your job. That shit fucking crazy.
I think the officers that didn't do their job need to be held accountable as well. Fuck it. They need to be held accountable. Because this woman is fighting for her life. She done put niggas don't put restraining orders on somebody just for the fun of it. Hello, they're going through some shit, and I feel like the responding officers that didn't take care of it and take them away, I think they need to be held accountable. Every last one of them. You know?
And y'all know what that remind me of? Y'all remember when Ron played that little video of the lady, and the officers came to her house. She was saying that she didn't feel safe there, and they told her to stay, and she ended up dead. That reminds me exactly of that.
Yeah, yes. And it's sad that we have to go through this. It's sad.
And do y'all know? My mom, right? She got into it with her man, and it was a domestic violence dispute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all know that the officer said that same story that I just said about that girl? He said that is the reason why when they come out to your house for DV, whoever is the caller, the person that they called on has to go to jail because of that specific reason right there. I said, that's fucking sad. She had to be the wake up for y'all to take people. If a female call you or a man call you saying that they need help and you go, oh, well, you don't need that much help. Everything okay. Y'all be okay. Y'all talk it out. And then they end up dead. But y'all here to protect and serve. I'm so fucking confused as to what are y'all jobs here.
It's horseshit.
Why does it take for a woman to die by the hands of a man after y'all came to the house when it happened before y'all came to the house and let that girl go back home? It's been happening. That was y'all wake up call to, oh, okay, well, we have to. By law, we have to because she called, you have to go to jail. This shit is so crazy
it's
to
not
me.
even like the first time that it happens. It'd be like it didn't happen like
So many
times. So
fucking
what do y'all
times.
need to-
I'm confused. And you know what? Like I said, you know what would be the main fucking reason? If y'all ever got pulled over, y'all ever been in a contact with police and they say, oh, it's okay, we're just going to let you go. I don't feel like doing paperwork today. That's basically what that be. Y'all don't feel like doing no paperwork today. You don't want to stay extra hours to let these people know, okay, we just had a domestic dispute or we just had X, Y, and Z happen because you don't want to, your job, you don't want to do it. People are losing their lives. People are ending up hurt, fighting for their lives. Confused.
Facts.
I just told y'all the other day, black people, they do not pursue our crimes like that. All you have to do is go look at the crimes that's been happening. They shut and close cases before they even know what's going on. They're not interested in solving anything for us if we're lower class black people.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Well,
we had like 130 murders. And out of them 130 murders, probably like, depending on how dumb a nigga is, because they already don't give a fuck. So depending on how dumb a nigga is, nigga, like they only out of 130, they gonna solve about 6.
I was just about to say, you better than me because I said 10.
They gonna solve like 6.
And this
Depending on what
that's
happened, if
bad.
it was a little kid or some shit like that, depending on what it is, like out of 130 murders, they gonna, and them 6, the only ones that's gonna be on the news too.
Right.
They ain't gonna tell you about all 130. They just gonna tell you about them 6.
I went to my visit, right? And it was these 2 Caucasian ladies talking to each other. And y'all would never believe the conversation that they were having. And just to hear this come out of 2 white people's mouth, they were talking about black women's birth. She said, one of the ladies said, and mind you, I don't know if they were talking, somebody was talking about it on here about the women not being able to take their, like white doctors not wanting the black women when they have to give birth to take their placenta home. So she was talking to her about basically kind of racism, right? But they got into the childbirth thing, and she was like, you know what I've noticed? She said, I have actually seen, like, you know, been in the hospital and seen the difference in a white doctor towards a black woman that just gave birth versus a black woman to a black woman that just gave birth. She said, whew, I could fucking cry because I never experienced no shit like this. But she said, I honestly feel like it's something in black bodies that whites want. That's word for word, that whites want. And I went to thinking, And I remember somebody saying that they were in the hospital, or somebody, one of their family members were in the hospital, just gave birth. She said she went to take her placenta home. And the white doctor said, why do you want to take your placenta home? What are you going to do with it? And like she said, by law, that is a part of your baby. It's a part of you. You can take that home. That shit is sick as fuck. To hear that come out of a white person's mouth.
Some people be eating that shit. Some people eat it. And then you got it's like a not even a gray area. I ain't gonna even say it's a gray area. It's like a lot of cultures hate blacks, but wanna be like them.
Mm-hmm.
You hate the color of my skin, but yet you want a tan. You hate the clothes
you want this color.
That's the
but
whole
yet you
world.
want to wear these same garments. You talk about what I eat, but yet you eat chicken and watermelon yourself. You see what I'm saying? So it'd be like a lot of races do that shit, man. Like it'd be the melanin. Some people want the melanin. I heard they was trying to sell melanin. They was kidnapping black folk and killing them and steal their melanin and sell their melanin. Like what the fuck?
Like
yeah, they trying to make their own. They trying to make their own super black person from scratch. That's what they need the melanin for. Ain't nobody melanin like ours.
When you say that though, still the melanin, are you saying like Chainsaw, how he was cutting the faces off and shit like that? Like, yo, are they skinning us alive? I mean, not skinning us alive, but skinning us and putting it. How does that work?
Oh
Well,
no,
how
it's
the fuck
like
can you still are like make that make sense?
they
The
make
crazy
it
part
like
about it is, huh?
they make it almost like in a juice form, and they inject it.
Man, I seen them scraping the melanin off their skin like it was like that shit looked like like you could see it. Like that was crazy.
I'm really trying to grasp this shit because it just and I'm not even gonna like I can't even sit here and say that shit don't happen because it happens. That shit happens. It definitely does. And it starts not like that, like he said. It starts with the little shit. Like, for example, I was in a group home with this white young girl, and she will always like she listened to like country music, stuff like that, right? And it was this girl, she used to be in there shaking her ass and shit. She come in there, she's I don't like this type of style of, and just complaining. Okay. A week later, here you go, you shaking your ass, listen to the same music. I'm confused. Now you talking. I don't even know how. I ain't even trying to say it because I don't want nobody to feel no type of way. But y'all know how, like, y'all know who Woe Vicky is. I don't know if y'all, the little slow girl. She a white little slow girl. Everybody, she used to be viral, but she claims she was from Zone 6. But she just got this little. She tried to be black. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but the way she talk, when a white person try to pick up a black person's accent, or it was like that. Like, and I seen this shit firsthand. White people really want to be us. Like, and I'm not saying all, but majority of the ones that do hate on us, it's because y'all want to be us. Y'all hate that y'all were born the way y'all were. They do.
You see like Asians with dread.
Yep, Asians sagging their pants.
You know where you got that from?
Black
It
people.
was a black man, and most Asians don't even like us.
Facts. And the crazy part about it is that's another thing too. Every fucking race, I could put my hand on every fucking race, even our own race. Africans do not like us. Mexicans don't like us. I know why Mexicans don't like us.
Americans don't even like us.
And I heard this from a Mexican, but my mind was already there. The fact that we took their land, we didn't take it, but we're on it, and we get to just live here like this. We came from Africa. We were getting enslaved. We got freedom to be here. They can come here like nothing.
That's where
Mexicans
that treaty
can't come here like nothing.
That's where that treaty come in because like a motherfucker, I had to tell my partner, he was like, bruh, He was like, I ain't gonna lie. You right. I'm like, yeah, nigga, all this shit, bro. It's like named after some Mexicans, nigga. San Francisco, Los Angeles, nigga, San Diego, nigga.
Vallejo.
They tricked them. They tricked them out their land years ago.
Yeah.
They gave them pennies on a dime. Pennies on a dime to them back in the day was hundreds of dollars. So they
Don't Los
was willing to
Angeles
take
mean the city
whatever.
of angels in Spanish?
That's why
Yeah.
that's why they went to war, and that's why it's a treaty. You see what I'm saying? Because they took the land. It was a war over this shit, and they took over. Like, so, you know, that's
They
why
had all
niggas.
this. They had all this shit all the way to the border. All that was their land, all the way to the border and back. They took all them people land and then told them you can't cross it.
But wasn't no, New Mexico wasn't part of Mexico, was it? Wasn't Texas a part of wasn't Texas Mexico too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hella shit was Mexico then. I think so that means New Mexico was Mexico too.
You got El Paso. You got El Paso, San Antonio. All
You got
that shit.
another San Francisco.
All that Houston. That's Mexican name, nigga.
so check it
I'm
out.
not about to play with you, Ron.
So check it. So check it
Nigga,
out.
that's Mexican name.
Here's what Mexico used to be. It used to be California,
New
Mexico, Arizona, Texas. What's that? Nevada. Yep, Nevada. But Nevada kind of was more Native American land.
Yeah.
But definitely California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. That was Mexico. Down and when you all that plus Mexico itself, that was all Mexico. And some of these people came
Nevada
over and tried to steal it.
Was Nevada like the upper part Native American and some Mexican, or was it all like Native American?
Like California and Nevada.
But wait,
Nevada, all the rest of the states, Montana, all the other states was Native American. But
yeah, because I got a question.
Hmm?
Mount Shasta, I think it's Mount Shasta. It was something. They have like an indigenous area up here. It was a man that went missing up there, but it was like an indigenous. Was that Native American too? Was it part of California? Because like the upper part, they like circled it, and it was like at the top where all the mountains and shit before you cross to whatever is on top of us. Is it Washington or what's on top of us?
Hey, you see how I double back. Look what the Spaniards did. The Spaniards went to the Philippines and took over the Philippines. That's why you got Filipino niggas named Hector and Filipino women named Maria. You see how I went? You know what I'm saying? Niggas took over that shit and they went and took over some shit.
Right. It's crazy, man.
Teach me something. I'm learning.
Divide
I love
and
learning.
They even went to some Hawaii, tried to take over that, and
Who went to
Samoan
Hawaii?
territories.
Who went to Hawaii? The Mexicans?
White men.
Oh, white men. Oh,
British.
no. That shit wild as hell.
Yeah.
So this was a whole bunch of people just discovering shit, fighting over who gonna get what land.
It's that thing called manifest destiny that they had. Manifest destiny. Don't ever forget it. They teach us that.
The thing women needs to do now is make sure you ain't got no bad jail record, your name ain't messed up, so you can own a firearm, so you can own some protection. Because as of right now, nobody is protecting you guys, so you have to police yourself. And a lot of people don't understand that. If you don't have the right type of environment around you, you have to police yourself a lot of times. And if you don't come from where we come from, you don't understand that. And it's just getting real dangerous for black women. I see more black women killed than niggas on the street right now. And it's just sick. Nobody's trying to solve it. Nobody's trying to fix it. It's, oh, well, they're black. They do it all the time. We don't want them here anyway.
Hey, you know, Chris, that's crazy you said that because they were just talking about that on Clubhouse about niggas just killing women and shit. But a nigga came off his mic and said, shit, if a bitch want to act like a nigga, that's how we gonna treat her. And that's exactly why I say when and a lot of people be, oh, you're so whitewashed and I don't care, call it what you want. But at the end of the day, I call it me being a lady. I stay in the lady place. I don't be out here,
Correct.
oh, nah,
Correct,
fuck you,
sister.
nigga. I'll do whoopty whoop to you, nigga. No, I mind my business. If you want to take it there and you're a man, I got brothers and I got a daddy for you. That's their business. But 9 times out of 10, they just gonna say, well, where that nigga at? Oh, he ain't even in the same place as you, type shit. But I'm not even me personally. I'm not about to sit here and disrespect the nigga. I'm not about to do it just because a nigga don't give a fuck if you got brothers, if you got a daddy, if you got kids, if you got whatever the fuck going on. Like he said, and like I said, and y'all hear me say this all the time. You never know how a nigga is raised when it comes to you putting your hands on a man. Some women teach their sons, if that bitch hits you, hit her ass back, beat that bitch ass. Some men were taught, don't you put your hands on a woman. I don't care what she did. But just because there's that 50-50 chance, I'm not playing with it. And I done been there, not playing with it. So,
Right. And we shouldn't, here's the thing. Part of the problem is a lot of men don't like the answer no.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like the answer no. They don't like the fact, no, we don't want to stay here and get our ass beat by you. I'm leaving. And then he's like, no, you're not. Yeah, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Then they want to kill you because you're leaving because you don't want to take that shit. And you rightly don't have to. Fuck that shit.
You speaking for a small shortage of women because it's so easy to leave somebody. A lot of women don't want to leave that situation, whether they getting beat or not. We don't know what type of situation they have or what they have with that person. So I don't speak on them type of issues. I wish somebody would have enough sense when somebody go upside their head to leave, but that's not the case, and that's not my business to judge that person or what they going through. You should have enough common sense to know when your mental health and your body is being abused. If you can't understand that, can't nobody help you anyway.
Right.
It's a mental state. It's a mental and a physical state. People always think things gotta be physical. No, you can break a person down just as bad mentally.
but
You telling a person, you telling the motherfucker you telling the person they not nothing every day, they not good for nothing, they can't do this, they don't do that. That mess with your psyche. That breaks the person down day to day.
I just think that some people are scared. Some people, like in some cases, some people don't have the money to leave. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the money to leave. But, they working hard trying to get it. But in the meantime, they're still being abused while they're trying to get the funds and help to leave that situation. So sometimes that's the case as well. I feel like we should be more vigilant and see if someone's getting their ass beat, at some point we have to say something and interact with our people and say, hey, this is not going to happen. We have to get involved with our people straight up. We can't allow this to keep going on. We can't. It's no good.
Tree in Florida.
How are we, like you
It's a
said, we
horrific
have to protect
headline.
ourselves.
In Orlando, Yona Lubrin, affectionately known as Yo-Yo, was tragically discovered dead in Florida. It's a horrific headline. In Orlando, Yona Lubrin, affectionately known as Yo-Yo, was tragically discovered dead, hanging from a tree at a local intersection. The circumstances surrounding her passing remain shrouded in mystery, with authorities swiftly classifying this as a suicide. Interesting how quickly they reached that conclusion. However, Lubrin's sister posted online that the family wants a more thorough investigation. Yesterday, my baby sister, Yona Lubrin, aka Yo-Yo, was found hanging from a tree right here in Orlando on Westmoreland Drive and Livingston Street. The way she was found and the state that she was in has her family left with a lot of unanswered questions from law enforcement. They are immediately ruling it as a suicide, but finding any Black person hanging from a tree in 2023 requires more investigation, no matter what, especially in this case, because there are too many unanswered questions and not enough proof. Naomi Lubrin via Facebook. She had more to say. We need the community to stand with the family as they ask questions and push for more answers. Let's help a family get some closure or justice if needed. On Tuesday, October 3rd, we will be standing with the family at City Hall at 6:30 p.m. as they take a stand for their loved one. Everyone is welcome. This will be a peaceful gathering for the family, but we need numbers. Just think, if this was your family member, wouldn't you want more answers? Naomi also referenced a similar incident in 2020, not that long ago. This is not the first time or the first time in a while this has happened in Orlando. Just in 2020, we were asking the same questions about Nevin Baker, who was found hanging in a tree in a very suspicious way for it to be suicide. Other instances around the U.S. in 2020, authorities are now probing the recent hangings of 6 people of color in 4 states. Officials have ruled every case to be a suicide, but many fear some of the deaths might be modern-day lynchings. On Wednesday, police found a 17-year-old African-American boy hanging from a tree in an elementary school playground in Spring, Texas. On Monday, a Latino man was found hanged in Houston. Hangings has also been reported in New York City and in California, cities of Victorville, Palmdale. Meanwhile, a hate crime probe has begun in Oakland, California, after 5 nooses were found hanging from trees in the city. Democracy now with these horrific
Man, I wanted to play that because it ain't just out there, man, down south, bro. This shit back in our own backyard. You heard them California cities, they said. This shit in our own backyard too, gang. Shit ain't just down south, bro. It's a bunch of racist motherfuckers around this bitch. Shit ain't no motherfucking suicide. Shit ain't no suicide.
I told you, Mac, and they still hanging. People try to argue me that I told you.
Run that back for me, Ron.
Niggas better wake up.
It's a horrific headline. In Orlando, Yona Lubrin, affectionately known as Yo-Yo, was tragically discovered dead, hanging from a tree at a local intersection. The circumstances surrounding her passing remain shrouded in mystery, with authorities swiftly classifying this as a suicide. Interesting how quickly they reached that conclusion. However, Lubrin's sister posted online that the family wants a more thorough investigation. Yesterday, my baby sister, Yona Lubrin, aka Yo-Yo, was found hanging from a tree right here in Orlando on Westmoreland Drive and Livingston Street. The way she was found and the state that she was in has her family left with a lot of unanswered questions from law enforcement. They are immediately ruling it as a suicide, but finding any Black person hanging from a tree in 2023 requires more investigation, no matter what, especially in this case, because there are too many unanswered questions and not enough proof. Naomi Lubrin via Facebook. She had more to say. We need the community to stand with the family as they ask questions and push for more answers. Let's help a family get some closure or justice if needed. On Tuesday, October 3rd, we will be standing with the family at City Hall at 6.
Please welcome an absolutely new Crossout, a free-to-play multiplayer action game about battles in cool vehicles in a post-apocalyptic world. Next-generation graphics, advanced physics. It's a Crossout you've
6:30 p.m. as they take a stand for their loved one. Everyone is welcome. This will be a peaceful gathering for the family, but we need numbers. Just think, if this was your family member, wouldn't you want more answers? Tamia also referenced a similar incident in 2020, not that long ago. This is not the first time or the first time in a while this has happened in Orlando. Just in 2020, we were asking the same questions about Nevin Baker, who was found hanging in a tree in a very suspicious way for it to be suicide. Other instances around the U.S. in 2020, authorities are now probing the recent hangings of 6 people of color in 4 states. Officials have ruled every case to be a suicide, but many fear some of the deaths might be modern-day lynchings. On Wednesday, police found a 17-year-old African-American boy hanging from a tree in an elementary school playground in Spring, Texas. On Monday, a Latino man was found hanged in Houston. Hangings has also been reported in New York City and in California, cities of Victorville, Palmdale. Meanwhile, a hate crime probe has begun in Oakland, California, after 5 nooses were found hanging from trees in the city. Democracy now with these horrific stats. Meanwhile, a rally is scheduled at City Hall on Tuesday, as we said, October 3rd, 6:30 p.m., where community members, along with Yolna Luprin's grieving family, will gather to express their support, demand answers. This gathering aims to shed light on the incident, ensuring that it receives the attention it deserves, and emphasizing the need for a thorough investigation. JB Buzz News with the chronicling of this one. You know, Mayor, it's a shame that, first of all, where's the fire? What's the rush? Why don't you want to look into this? It could be suicide, Mayor. It could be. But shouldn't authorities work to determine more? It's like this same old thing where you don't count, you don't matter, your grief, your tears, they're not as salty because they're tears of a color. It just makes me sick to my stomach that we, Black people, have to beg and plead for justice. Still may not get it with the whole world watching. This is what we're reduced to, Mayor. We have to beg for just information and investigation, sir.
Yeah, I listen, I would caution everybody to believe that all of these stories that were covered by Democracy Now! And Eamon Goodman does great work. Were all Black and brown people hanging from trees, and they were all ruled as suicide. When we know the history of hanging from trees, the song String Fruit lays it out in a perfect color. The long history of hanging from trees in Black community does not seem like a way that, people would take their lives in our community. Furthermore, I'm not saying that none of these or any of these aren't suicide. I am saying the fact that that is the first thing we went to in all of these situations. Also, what were the 5 nooses hanging in Oakland? Preparation for suicide? We have to see some connection. We see what's going on. We see that the FBI had already told us that the leading threat to America right now is the rise of white nationalism. White supremacy is the leading terrorist that we should be looking out for. This may seem trivial. I would love to see or know what residue are on these people's clothes, shoes, and hands. You can't climb a tree without getting tree bark on your shoes, clothes, and hands. If the family member aren't asking this question, they should definitely be looking into it, because who's climbing the tree, or how else would they get in the tree to hang themselves? You can't hang yourself from a tree from the ground. So you had to climb that tree. I would love to know what's the status of these people that have been hung, so-called committing suicide, and the evidence that led the cops to believe that so quickly.
I want to see more attorney generals were of color. I want Barbara Lee. I want Barbara Lee to go to the Senate. Okay, that's what I want out of Oakland. You mentioned Oakland and the nooses and everything else that's gone down. I want accountability. Because it's really so sad, Mayor, what the family members are asking for in this latest case is not anything special. It's just like, can we get to the, like, a little bit of the norm? They're like right here. This is norm. And they're like, they're down here. They're asking to get to like right here. That what we don't matter. And you don't even care about hiding it. I picture and hear a voice of law enforcement investigators saying, it's suicide. What do you want us to do about it? I picture it being that cavalier, and I have no facts to back that up other than the conclusions that are rushed to. It's stunning to me that this is where we are. This is where we are.
And Sharon, let's be honest. Does this country have a history of prosecuting people that hang Black people? There's no history. So, and this is vulgar, and I'm not trying to be coy, but this is the normal. Like, it used to be normal for white people to put on their Sunday best clothes and take their kids and all go to watch Black people be hung from trees, the largest tree in the community, in the center of community, and put ads about it in paper. So this is the norm, if we're being honest about what America's history is of prosecuting people who hang Black people. There's no track record for this country to prosecute people. They used to cut body parts off and then go to church. The preachers would show up to these hangings. This is the norm. And we need to understand that and say that so that we can stop saying things like the police system is broken. It's not broken. It's working as it should be, as it was designed to. And what we need to do is rethink what justice looked like. If there's a hanging in a community, it should automatically rise to the level of a federal investigation, period. Let the feds say that this was let the Fed say this was a suicide after they do an investigation. Just like when there's a hate crime, automatically, because of this country's history with Black people with nooses around their neck hanging from large oak on different types of trees, should automatically be investigating this, not any local officials, period.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. And it just makes me think, you're right. Who does get prosecuted? Tulsa was more than 100 years ago. Mayor, remind me? No one prosecuted there either, correct? And the mayor, G.T. Bynum, I just have his name in my head forever. He doesn't think reparations are appropriate because it would divide the city of Tulsa. How foolish is that? When are you going to identify and empathize with the people who have been put down, the people who have been killed, the people who have been systemically oppressed, instead of, when he said, would divide the city? Now, if we're on this side of reparations, Black people would be pretty pleased with that and deserving of it. So who is he talking about? White people and white identity. It's sad.
Yeah, it's a bunch of racist shit going on. But
it's always been there.
People think like it slowed down or something.
Nope.
Like, that shit is in full effect.
It's sad. These are people who don't grow. You know, here's the main thing. We are all on this earth, and unless we get into a fucking rocket, we can't get off. And I feel like at this point in time, at this age, at this yearage, it's time for this shit to go away. It's not going to go away, but it's time for people to dig into themselves and get their humanity. But I know, unfortunately, some of them don't have it. And it's really, really, really sad. And we're just going to have to fight back. That's exactly what it comes down to. We are going to have to fight the fuck back. If they don't like it, so fucking what? That's facts. We're going to have to fight back our own sometimes. You know how they say, not everybody can go with you. But at this point, we're going to have to stand up for ourselves. First and foremost, ourselves. You know, learn to stand up for ourselves. You know, pick your battles, have your business. But on the other end, as far as like people who don't like us because we're chocolate, stronger, faster, this is our genetics. This is how we're built. Fuck it. You can't beat us, ain't gonna beat us, don't try. You'll hurt yourself. And we have to be strong enough to not be afraid. Motherfucker try to come at you, take his life. If we have to deal with the consequences, look, it'll all come out in the wash. But we're defending ourselves because why? We ain't messing with these fools. Nick, what? You want to do a pick a nigga? Are you crazy? We don't play that shit. And we have to have that attitude. We don't play that shit. And hold it down. Because people, they're big bullies with money. All it is a bully with money.
Next.
They ain't nothing but bully. Take the money away. What they gonna be? Little pissant bullies. Fuck them. Feed them fish and okra. And anyone else that tries to destroy you. You know, we are entitled to take care of ourselves and protect ourselves and our families. Anybody want to come against us? Well, shit. It's on. Especially if we're protecting ourselves. That's our natural right. Now you want to hang somebody because you can't stand them that much? Maybe you should hang yourself. Hey, we didn't ask to be here. There was nobody. We were asked to be born. We didn't ask to be here on this continent. Y'all took our ancestors from it. Did what you did because you were too lazy to do the work yourself. Now you want to hang a nigga because you can't stand them? Because you have to look at yourself every day? Are you scared because that brother gonna take the sensuality that most women have for brothers because they have a long one, a strong one? I'm sorry that you don't know how to give it like we give it. You ain't got no love in your hearts. How about we get some love in our hearts? Maybe you can satisfy your woman. Maybe you can do what you need to do. You got your money. You got your thing. Leave us the fuck alone. Let us rise. Oh, I forgot. You're scared we're going to understand who our ancient ancestors was and rise up? Is that what the problem is?
Shit crazy.
It is.
Motherfucker think like they be naive to that shit. Like people racist as fuck. Like even in Oakland, like I said, the nigga had instant karma. He was yelling nigga. He was like nigger, nigger. As soon as he said that shit, nigga wrecked the whole side of his car.
Mm-hmm.
Wrecked the whole side of his car. Instant karma. It's a whole bunch of racism in the Bay Area. Best believe, nigga. As much as multicultural it is, that shit really don't fly in the Bay because it's multicultural. But it's a lot of racism in that Bay Area.
That's crazy. All the people that are together from different places and niggas want to be hateful? Get the fuck out of here. That don't make no damn sense. You know what I'm saying though, Meg? When you think about it, it don't make no damn sense. The fuck out of here with that.
What is it?
That shit is done. It's old. You can't do it anymore. It's
And then get your face
when
up
you think about it, they are outnumbered. They are outnumbered all the way around. Outnumbered. Why not make peace? You done did all the damage. Your ancestors done did all the damage. Why are you carrying that torch? For real though? You can't stand us. Why? Ask them a real question. You can't stand us. Why? 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 And be real. You know, let's. You remember that rap thing that you had, that you showed us, where the white man was sitting across the table from the brother, and they was going. You need to play that shit. That shit was dope, man. It was dope. It showed the truth. Yes, we can get along. Quit being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? You should play that. I swear. It was so good. That was awesome.
No.
We about to bring it back, man. Y'all tap in. Jordan Lucas. We about to get into it. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, slap that notification bell, man. When you watch this video, you know what I'm saying?
That's silver.
Dig deep, man. You know what I'm saying? Dig deep. Dig deep into the actual video and dig deep into the message. It's a message. You gotta watch the message. You know what I'm saying? So
Not you trying to
hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.
Well,
We about to get into it, man. Jordan Lucas.
talk about my baby bitch.
I'm not racist. You know, that's the name of the song. And yeah, man. We feel like, man, motherfucker, like, gotta wake up, man. Can't be so naive to the shit.
Nope.
Can't be so naive to the shit. So I'm saying, so we about to get into it. I'm trying to pull this shit up to where they don't give me a copyright strike for it. Yeah, you know they'll pull up a copyright strike playing that shit. But I'm about to pull it up though, so it ain't doing it. Hold on. They're gonna show the video. I want y'all to see the video too, not just the words though.
So just, you have your disclaimer, right?
Nah, even if it's on there, it's like it's still do some like weird shit. But I know how to bypass that shit. It's all good. We about to pull it up right now. Y'all tap in, man. Like I say, man, just listen to the message, watch the video. The song is called "I'm Not Racist," and it's a real good message. You kind of like hear both sides on how they feel. You know, you kind of like, but it's like at the end of the day, just watch the end of the video, and you know, we're gonna come to a conclusion. So yeah, man, y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and slap that notification bell, man. It's Gangland TV, man. I appreciate y'all this afternoon.
You know, Mac Miller face ass. Oh, man. He looked like he raced too. Yeah, he looked like the average Santa Paws ass boy. All right. You hate my skin, don't you?
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel.
Screaming Black Lives Matter, or the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills.
Oh, this gonna be good.
Nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. Pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then.
Get his ass. Get his.
Did he have a booger in his mouth?
I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living on free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road because you ain't got no fucking goals.
The beat.
You already late. You motherfuckers.
I like that. Just built
you already straight. Yeah. Right? It's like you're proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a
Publican
job
starter pack.
and then you turn around and about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face.
Damn.
Can't escape problems. You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar.
Yeah.
Got nobody else to blame.
Go back.
Hold on. I'm so sorry. I know y'all hate pausing, but it's just you can't just watch the whole. I gotta remind myself that this joiner saying this and not this dude. It's like
yeah, at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, cuz
exactly.
Hold on."
Hey, he doing some good acting, fam.
He sure is. Yeah,
he's selling the lyrics. Yeah, that's dope, bro.
Like it's coming from the soul.
Yeah.
Moment of silence for this bar, though. Hold on.
You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald.
Yeah.
Fuck the world with a make America great condom.
Ooh.
My boy's been.
Whoa. Oh, my God.
Bro.
Oh.
If he ain't in your top 10, fam,
you smoking.
Yeah, you sleep, bro. He gotta be, fam.
Bro,
you smoking in your sleep,
bro.
This dude's straight murdering, man.
Hold on, fam,
bro. We only 1 minute in.
You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar.
Yeah.
Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. You fuck the world with a make America great condom. My boy's been back.
Yeah.
I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist.
Look, see, that's
stereotypical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is the closet racist statement right
Hey,
there.
I'm gonna tell you right now, disclaimer. We gonna be pausing this all a lot. Yeah. So
you got to, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. When you're reacting to something good like this, you gotta
dissect the lyrics, man. I mean, hell, if we just watch the video and just say, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? You can do that on your own.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all watching this so y'all can get our raw reaction.
Yep.
That shit live, like,
yeah, we raw, we critical.
Damn.
So,
come on, let's bring it back. That nigga say, come on.
Some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. You fuck the world with a make America great condom.
Yeah.
My boy's been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the cloud.
Yeah.
Or there's not enough
Can't say I've heard that
in your house.
Yeah.
Maybe we should build a wall and keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, studied the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god. Oh my God. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music right in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president.
Wow.
What's your class clowns? Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. Then you try to
niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down, bro.
Wow, bro. Disclaimer
for everybody.
My God, dude.
My boy Warren, he edited the videos. Expect a lot of flame emojis all over the.
Oh man, I'm feeling
the whole screen. Thumbnail full of flame emojis.
Lava flame
emojis.
I might put one big ass fire
with the sun right there. Bro.
Flag down. Hey, Joyner.
Before you start this up, I'm not agreeing with the character's saying. It's just the lyrics and how he's delivering it
put
from
that together,
his perspective from the other person's, from a white person's perspective. That's dope, bro. That is killing me right now because you got to really.
I wonder if white people enjoying this.
Right.
I don't know, man.
See, that's how we feel.
that on the cool, I think that's how some of them actually feel,
that's
bro.
honestly he's telling the truth about us.
Yeah,
he really.
Yeah, he is. That's why I
think-
like it because he's actually telling some truths on how some people view our race.
Yeah, bro.
And that's how some people view. Seriously, that's how they think that we operate. How we all act the same way. But hey, man.
Yeah, bro, this shit.
Like I said, if he ain't in your top 10, you sleeping, bro.
He ain't in your top 10, you tripping.
President! Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gonna show us some respect. You gonna stand for this country, nigga.
He put the ER on.
Yeah.
I'm just prepared for this type of
I'm
war.
not racist.
I heard
That's
Eminem's
what they
right
say.
to be awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too.
Yeah, nigga.
I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap to be awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more.
Eminem.
Like you wanna
He giving away hills?
You'll do anything.
Stop talking over the thing.
Hey, look, hey,
That's
Kick
Brandon.
this guy
That's
out.
Brandon now, bro. I'm
Sorry,
trying.
hey,
That's not
hey.
me.
Like
I'm
I said,
trying to hear it.
we stopping this every time.
Yeah, but you
Hey.
talking over it,
Bro,
ain't us. Ross, we good, right?
Yeah.
We listening.
no, you next watch.
Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more. It's like you want to be so famous. You'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass. You ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that coat out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police and stop killing you. Fuck you. What the fuck? I'm not racist.
Wow.
It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors.
Yeah.
I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours.
Bruh.
Wow.
Oh, you know the black part, the black version.
Oh, yeah.
Wish that I knew yours.
Come on.
I like that. I like the visual.
Because I know he about to go in. I'm sure.
I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at.
Yeah.
Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? And that's one war you'll never win.
It's
The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just because you got nigga friends.
Oh, shit.
Think I'm gonna sip my invisible coffee with that one.
He smashed that, nigga.
Nigga.
That nigga.
Look at his face. Damn it, he's right, but shit, I can't let him know that.
And that you can say it just because you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other.
Yeah.
And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not affected by the history. My grandmama was a slave. That shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga.
That's just true.
I thought it was. I'm like, damn.
I'm sorry, you can never fill my life. Trying to have faith, but I never felt alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Trying to find a job and ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes. But I ain't making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know.
Yeah.
Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa.
What?
Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit. This the shit that I'm false with. You don't know shit about my people. That's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the 2-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. Didn't even know Barack was black. You hated President Obama. I know that's a fact.
That's true.
I went to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump, and that was payback for that.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, shit. Between your culture and mine, I praised Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died. Nigga died, nigga. You know you care about his money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. Hate going in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ. Blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Blame it on black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but shit, I might be any day now. Treating everybody how you want, anyway how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. Now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now.
Bro, he's killing this.
You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot.
Nah.
You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops and I know if you about to die or not.
Yeah.
You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you
At the same time. Yeah.
I wish we could trade shoes so we could change lives so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist.
Bro.
It's like we living in the same building but split into both sides. I'm not racist.
Oh.
But there's two sides to every story and now you know mine.
Oh.
Bro.
Oh my God, man.
I had to do the Will Smith clap.
Yeah.
Hoping maybe we can come
John and Lucas, bro.
Bro.
This is dope. Man. That was a real hug. It wasn't a little handshake before, but to block y'all, it was actually the real.
I still want to hug him now.
Hey.
It's real, bro.
That was powerful.
Yeah, bro.
Very, man. Very powerful.
That was powerful.
Shout out to them.
That was a very powerful. That was a very powerful session. You know, that's what's up.
Man, you know, man, that was a big story. That was a big message. A lot of stereotypical shit. I am black. My girlfriend's friend's brother's black, or my wife's brother's black. Like, come on, man. Like, that racist shit old, bro. That shit, like, so old to where it's like, that shit irritating old. Like, you ever see a motherfucker do it? I used to tell my cousin, like, bro, you steal so much to where, bro, that shit get old, bro. You was like, do you ever stop stealing, bro? That shit old as fuck, bro. You too old to be out here a klepto, bro.
Right.
You too old to be an old thief like that, though, bro. Like, I'm talking about real life. All right, you know, a motherfucker might be in the grocery store, nigga, take a little gummy bear or something out the wipe or something, you know what I'm saying? Something slight. But this nigga be in there probably taking hella noodles, meat. Bro, you too old for this shit, bro.
Man, I seen that shit. It's tired, ain't it? It is really tired. It is so tired, man. I've seen this shit. And I say to myself, you know, but at the same time, you look at it. Why is people doing that? Why?
It's the generation of hate. They constantly, black people ain't teaching their kids to hate white people. White people for surely teaching, and I ain't gonna say white people. I ain't gonna say white folk. I'm gonna say white people because I fuck with white folk. I don't fuck with the white people. The white people teach their kids how to hate. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The white people teach their kids how to hate. So, you know, black people not teaching their kids how to hate.
No.
Like, the fuck? That shit old because it's always some sneaky shit like how they hung that girl and they hanging these people, these black people. Now, y'all do that shit in the nigga face and see what the end results of that is. Look at every time what happened when somebody called a black person a nigga and see if they don't get put right on their motherfucking diaper and they head where they shoes be.
As they should be.
That shit old. And so if you do that shit in our face, the end result is your ass knocked the fuck out. So all that racist shit, it shouldn't even matter, man. Color, black, blue, purple, Asian, Mexican, whatever, man. Love, just love, man. That shit don't even fucking matter. Just love. Don't even fucking matter.
At the end of the day, here's what we need to think about. If there's a mass disaster, And we need help. Think about who's going to help you. Think about who's going to be there to pull you up out of a trench. And that you should thank that person for saving your life. You never know who it's going to be. It could be that person that you hate. You know?
It comes with great sorrow that I am devastated to announce that last week, Tamia Taylor was unfortunately found deceased in the Mississippi River. It is currently unknown how she ended up there. However, it is strongly believed she fell whilst on board the Memphis riverboat cruise, and her death has since been ruled as drowning. However, this does not mean she ended up in the water on her own accord. In fact, there are still many possibilities, and based on the evidence available, I personally think it's likely that somebody else may be involved, whether it was a person who was on board at the time, or perhaps the suspicious eyewitness who saw her walking away from the boat. But either way, hopefully the Memphis police will release further information soon, so we can find out what really happened here, to make sure Tamia and her family get the justice they deserve. So in this video, I will be both assessing and attempting to answer some of the questions that still surround this case, to hopefully narrow down the investigation and bring us closer to the truth. But just before we get into the theories themselves, I will just quickly recap what we know so far about this case. So on Saturday the 9th of September, earlier this month, the 21-year-old woman was out celebrating her birthday on a riverboat in Memphis, Tennessee, when she mysteriously disappeared. She was last seen walking upstairs to use the bathroom after leaving her cell phone with her friends. However, this would be the last time anybody would officially see the young mother of two. After her friends had left the riverboat at around 1:30 a.m., they discovered that Tamia was not with them. However, they assumed that she had just left with somebody else, as she was seen flirting with a man on the boat. Later on, an eyewitness would go on to say that he saw Tamia along with some friends walking home after exiting the riverboat, and so it was assumed by many that she had simply disappeared at her own accord. However, when she didn't arrive home that night, Tamia's mother, Deborah, decided to officially report her daughter as missing to the Memphis police, worried she may be in danger. Shortly after, they started their search of the Mississippi River, and at first, they were unable to locate the missing woman, and people started to think she may have been kidnapped by somebody after leaving the boat. But then, on the 23rd of September, exactly 2 weeks after she was first reported as missing, a body was found in the river, and later identified as Tamia Taylor. All we know right now is that her cause of death was classed as drowning, but after an entire week of investigation, we still have no confirmation on how she ended up in the water. So with that, let's get into some of the theories. Now, before we get into some of the more controversial explanations, I thought it would be best to start by assessing the plausibility of Tamia falling overboard herself. So we know from witnesses on board the Memphis riverboat that night that Tamia was severely drunk, so it wouldn't be inconceivable to imagine she could have accidentally fallen overboard after using the bathroom. It's certainly possible that she could have stopped to look over the side of the boat to take in the atmosphere, but after leaning too far forward, she may have slipped over the rails. The bathroom was located at the top of the boat by all accounts, so it certainly could have offered views that were worthy of taking in. But I have two issues with this theory, which I struggle to shrug off. Firstly, why was Tamia heading to the bathroom all on her own, despite being with her friends at the time? It is usually common courtesy for female friends to stick together whilst attending parties, so the fact that Tamia was left on her own, as drunk as she was, and her friends weren't the least bit concerned for her, is a red flag in my opinion. Of course, her friends may have just made a bad call at the time, and perhaps they now feel incredibly guilty that they didn't join her. But regardless, this behavior is certainly suspicious to say the least, and should be investigated further in my opinion. Now, my second problem with this theory is that Tamia strangely chose to leave her cell phone with her friends before leaving for the bathroom. Now, on its own, this is irregular behavior for anybody, let alone a 21-year-old woman. However, given that she was drunk at the time, I would find it extremely hard to believe she would feel safe enough to make this decision. Then again, if she was extremely drunk, perhaps she just made a bad call, and with her friends likely just as drunk as she was, they also made a bad call in letting her go alone. But either way, I think before we confirm that Tamia's death was in fact an accident, we need to make sure we look at all of the other plausible explanations so her family get the closure and potential justice they deserve. So for argument's sake, let's say Tamia didn't fall overboard by accident, and therefore we have a possible suspect in our midst that is responsible for her untimely death. But who would have had the motive to take her life in this way? Well, the first place to look, in my opinion, would be this mysterious man she was seen flirting with that offered to buy her a drink earlier in the night. We do not know who this man was, but it's possible he could have followed her up to the bathroom, and when she rejected him, he did something drastic. This is merely speculation, but if Tamia didn't fall off on her own accord, that means somebody had to be there to push her over the edge. But as we have barely any evidence at this time, it's difficult to build any kind of strong conclusion here. Perhaps a stronger theory would be that one of her very own friends was responsible for Tamia's death. As I previously mentioned, it was strange to let Tamia head to the bathroom on her own, but what if she wasn't alone? What if one of her friends was with her, and for whatever reason, they got into an argument which ended in tragedy? Again, I have no evidence for this, but Tamia's strange behavior that night to leave her phone on the table and head upstairs all alone certainly seems to be suspicious, so maybe this was just a story made up by her friends to relieve culpability. But without any confession, we will never be able to confirm this theory, as there were no security cameras on board the Memphis riverboat at the time. So without the answers, we have to ask, who else could have been responsible? A random person on board that she got into an altercation with inside the bathroom, perhaps? Or maybe an employee of the riverboat who saw her alone and drunk and decided to take advantage. These ideas, again, are impossible to verify, but they are leads that the police should at the very least continue to investigate until they have a definitive explanation for Tamia's death. But what if Tamia didn't fall overboard whatsoever? Her body was found in the Mississippi River, which is a key contributor to this premise, but if Tamia did in fact make her way off the boat that night, as the eyewitness stated, perhaps her body was simply dumped in the river as a method of hiding the truth. Well, according to the eyewitness himself, Tamia was seen walking away from the cruise ship after it was docked with a small group of people. We were not able to verify who these people were, but with Tamia's friends claiming to have last seen her on the boat itself, it would seem that if this was in fact Tamia, she was walking away with a different group of people, perhaps a group that wanted to cause her harm. So if we continue down the rabbit hole of this theory, perhaps once this group had Tamia alone, they decided to end her life for one reason or another, and then ditched her body in the river after the fact. The police were meticulously searching in the Mississippi River for days and found nothing, and then all of a sudden, her body turns up 2 weeks later. So this theory may explain this strange timeline of events. But if this is true, who would want to do something so horrific to Tamia, and why? Well, perhaps this eyewitness isn't quite as innocent as he seems. It's not uncommon for suspects to stay close to a case as a method of blending in and removing culpability. After all, who would suspect the kind witness who took time out of his day to speak to the media about what he saw? Now, it's very possible that this man is completely innocent here, so I will just say now I have absolutely no evidence against him. However, I still think it's important that we turn over every stone. So if the eyewitness was guilty of something, perhaps he chose to leave this red herring to lead people to think Tamia was not in the river and had simply disappeared. After all, now that she has been found in the river with a cause of death labeled as drowning, it is more than likely that she did fall overboard, and therefore his testimony is inaccurate. Then again, of course, Tamia could have been thrown into the river after the fact as posed earlier. But the suspect responsible for this could have just as easily been the golf cart driver to move suspicion from himself. But once again, as of right now, we have no hard evidence to prove any of these theories. So for now, all we can do is continue to speculate on what may have happened and hope that the Memphis police continue to investigate this case so that Tamia and her family get the justice they deserve. So with that, I think I'll leave this video here. But just before I go, I wanted to take a moment to think about the Taylor family and what they must be going through. The fact is, no matter how Tamia died, a young, beautiful person has been taken from the world, and it's a problem that requires a solution. Whether that's better surveillance on riverboats or the illegalization of booze cruises in general. One thing that is for certain is that regulations need to be put in place for the safety of the passengers on board. But until that day, we first need to know what truly happened to Tamia Taylor. So please leave your theories and condolences in the comments below, and let's work together to try and find closure for the Taylor family. Thank you for watching.
Whoo, man, we gonna talk about that in Gangland. I mean, in the clubhouse. We about to get into our last story. I talked to the golf cart driver. We had a conversation for like 20 minutes. He ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm gonna call him and talk to him again and see what else going on. But I talked to him. I let everybody hear the conversation we had. He told me I could tell everybody what he told me, but I'm gonna call him back. He ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into our last story.
Mac.
Into it is Gangland.
Mac,
Yeah.
is he willing to go live?
Nah, I'm gonna just conversate with him and just get the conversation. He ain't gotta go live.
Okay.
It's a small city that hosts a population of just under 60,000 people. But although it's a small place, not known to many, it has been dubbed City of the First. The city of Kokomo obtained this nickname by being the first to do a lot of things, such as in the 1800s. It became one of the pioneers of the automobile manufacturing process. Fast forward to the 1960s, and it was the first to house the first McDiner. Yes, a McDonald's with a diner on the inside. The plan was to serve dinner outside of its normal menu. However, this was a massive failure, and they would ultimately convert those restaurants back to their original state.
Fearfest is back.
It's for the best.
AMC brings you 31 days of the most iconic shocks.
Sadly, in present day, the city of Kokomo is known for the disappearance of a teenage girl, a disappearance that would rock this city to its very foundation. And when the final pages of the story was written, it would leave more questions than answers. September 26th, 1998. The world would make way for Karina McClerkin. She would be born to her parents James McClerkin and Marlena Smith. She would spend the majority of her upbringing in Kokomo, Indiana, with her parents. However, this relationship wouldn't work out, and they would ultimately be separated. After separation, she would spend her time back and forth between her father and her mother's home, but she would be predominantly raised by her father. Karina is described as a person who was very outgoing. She was also outspoken. But although she didn't have a problem putting you in your place, she had a soft side. She's someone who's described as a real friend, someone that had your back no matter what. Karina would also receive her education in Kokomo, with her last stop being at Kokomo High School. However, upon entering high school, things with Karina began to change. A child who was once eager to learn began to slack on her grades, and her behavior began to slip. But along with her behavior slipping, she would also begin smoking and drinking and hanging out with an older crowd. When these changes began, she was under the care of her father, living with him. However, once he felt he had done all he could, he would send her to live with her mother. The plan was to send her to live with her mother and hopefully things would change. But they didn't. Upon moving in with her mother, her behavior only became worse. And by the age of 17, Karina would be heavily into drug use. And by September 26th of 2016, Karina would be 18 years old. And although she was using drugs, by this time of her life, she was ready for a change. Karina had discovered a rehab facility located in Florida. In fact, she had already begun filling out the paperwork. But before she could make it to rehab, something would transpire that would alter not only her life, but everyone around her. October 11th, 2016. Karina would speak to her grandmother on that day, and she would let her know that she was planning to attend a party with one of her friends. But on that same day of October 11th of 2016, Karina didn't return home. The morning of October 12th of 2016 would arrive, and there was still no word from her. At this point in time, the family has tried to contact her via cell phone, but her cell phone was going straight to voicemail. And after 2 full days had elapsed, they would officially report her missing to the authorities. Once the police were notified of her disappearance, they would begin to question her family and friends, trying to find any type of clue to lead to her whereabouts. Upon investigating her case, they would speak to a grandmother who would relay the information that she was supposed to attend a party on the night she went missing. With this newfound information, they would set out to find out exactly where this party happened, and they were able to locate it. And after speaking to the party goers themselves, they would testify that Karina did, in fact, attend this party. However, shortly before the party ended, the partygoers would testify that Karina was seen walking down the street on her own. But to make matters worse, no one at the party knew exactly where she was headed. And with this being the last known information about her, this would make the investigation that much harder. In light of Karina being missing, with little information to go on, the family would begin placing missing posters all over town. However, at this point in time, when it came to the authorities helping, they felt like the police weren't doing as much as they could. They felt like due to her behavior problems and her lifestyle, the authorities were kind of just brushing it off. The missing posters would, in fact, be of assistance in this case. Witnesses would come forward and say that on the night of October 11th of 2016, Karina was seen at a gas station at around 10 p.m. The witnesses would also state that she would be accompanied at that gas station by an older gentleman, who they were able to track down. But once speaking with the gentleman, he told the police that he was up there with her. However, she walked off into an alleyway and got into an unknown car, and that was the last that he saw of her. Now, in light of this gentleman being brought to the surface, the authorities searched his home and questioned him even further. However, they didn't find any evidence that pointed to any wrongdoing, so they would continue on with their investigation. The days after the disappearance of Karina would begin to go by, and then those days would turn into weeks. And with the family feeling like they were the only ones truly looking for her, they would be forced to turn to the media in hopes to generate new leads.
Karina.
Woo! Insurance companies like to give big name football stars to endorse their products.
Not AAA. Outsmart athlete endorsements and choose coverage confidence from AAA.
Outspoken, kind, very considerate, not very athletic, stubborn, a great person to be around. She just turned 18. She has an old future. There's merit she can do. She can still get her GED. She can do anything she possibly wants. She don't want to be out here in these streets. She made this comment. She wants to come clean. She wants to be right. She wants to do what she's fully capable of doing. So help me bring her home.
After the family contacted the media and got her story aired, the media would, in fact, turn to the authorities in order to question them. The authorities would tell them that they had, in fact, questioned several people and conducted several search warrants. However, This didn't pan out. Nothing new was learned, and it was still an ongoing investigation. The weeks would slowly begin to turn into months, and month after month, the family would be fighting to find their loved one, but they weren't any closer to finding her. During the course of these months passing, new tips would come into the authorities. However, nothing panned out. It turned out that they were no more than rumors, and the truth about the whereabouts of 18-year-old Karina McClerkin was no more than a mystery. The year of 2016 would come and go, and then 2017. But it was the same old story until the month of July of 2017, when the police would seem to catch a break in the case. A body of a young woman would be found floating in the Kankakee River, located in Illinois. This victim did, in fact, match the description of Karina McClerkin. Although it wasn't the news that the family was hoping to hear, it was still a break in the case. And if it was her, they could at least give her a proper burial. But when the police went to identify the victim, it turns out that it wasn't Karina McClerkin. And this put the case back at square one. The month of July would pass, and then August, and then September. And then before you know it, it was October 11th of 2017, officially the 1-year anniversary of Karina going missing. But although their loved one hadn't been returned home, they hadn't let up. They were still stomping the pavement, doing any and everything they could to return their loved one home.
A pink balloon ascended, and Jerry McClerkin wistfully hoped that somehow, some way, it could provide the direction she should follow to find her granddaughter Karina, who, if she is alive, would now be 19 years old. The grandmother and her friends walked the streets with placards and a promise.
I'll do whatever I have to help them. I mean, it's raining today. And we're out here walking, and we'll walk, like she said, in the snow, rain, I don't care what it is.
Karina was last seen October 11th, 2016, walking in the 1000 block of South Washington Street.
It's just tore this family apart. We want Karina back, one way or the other. And I implore you, if you know anything of Karina McClerkin, please come forward and let us know where she is. That's all we want. We want Karina back, one way or the other, so this family can have peace.
McClerkin and her friends believe they've walked 500 miles in and around Howard County on their search. Police have been busy too.
And we've gotten several different locations over the past year that we've searched, and they haven't been fruitful, but that is not discouraging us from continuing to pursue leads, any and all leads, until we do have resolution to this case.
With all this attention and the relentless quest by her family, is there any hope that Karina is still alive?
I'm not sure. I just want her home either way, because her grandmother is suffering. The town is suffering because you know, nobody knows anything. Nobody's coming forward.
Last thing my granddaughter said to me, and she held my hand, she said, "I'll be all right, Mama. I'll be all right."
McClerkin says her health has deteriorated in the last year, but not her resolve. She says she's going to keep searching, keep hoping. In Kokomo, Derek Thomas, RTV6.
Just like the year of 2016, the year of 2017, would come and go. By June of 2018, the case was still at a standstill. It has now been almost 2 years since
Man, my server's nervous. I'm about to drop the link to the clubhouse, y'all. I don't know what the fuck wrong with this video. Keep like doing that. I don't know what the fuck going on, but tap into the clubhouse, man. The link is in the description. If you can't find the clubhouse, just type in the real Gangland TV, and you'll see us. It's the real Gangland TV. So y'all pop out to that clubhouse, man. I'm about to see what's going on while this service so nervous.
Come on, man.
Man, on the real, we up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Blessings.
Yeah. Trying to make this happen. Benz up. Northwest shit. Love toast, talk shit, and we swallow spit. You niggas fool. Thought y'all was solid. Ain't that about a bitch drip sauce? Mix the Louis with the off-white, you niggas hoes. Game goofy, nowhere boss like. VV's on my chest, Jubilee on my left wrist, and white and blue. B-22s off my checklist. Ride around with 7.6 tools, bitch, we reckless. 30 plus shots if you reach at this necklace. TVC, blast first gang, bitch, we wreck shit. Currency, watch it stack it up like it's Tetris. White on white whips, and I still got the Lexus. Step foot in front of this AR, that's a death wish. It's funny games to them hollow tips to this funny bone. We sitting with a long ass face, I guess it's money gone. Drop low on 2 niggas, that shit had me up. Since you niggas pocket, watch you go ahead, add me up. Smack.
We ain't into that. You niggas ain't got a bag. We ain't into that. We ain't into that. That bitch don't fuck it over. We ain't into that. We ain't into that. You niggas ain't on the block. We ain't into that. We ain't into that. You niggas don't turn no blocks. We ain't into that.
It ain't no plan, both sides, that's what the suckers do. I feel the fans been watching close, I gotta stick and move. Lindsey with a drum, thumbing through blue strips when these bitches choosing. They trying to catch me to wet me, that's why I'm sticking moving. Bitch, I'm a thug that hold a grass, so I can't cease to shooting. 100 to the jeweler, 30 on my wrist freezing. I'm overlapping niggas quick, it ain't no competition. Bitches feeling bitter, cause I'm popping and I'm that nigga. Let it fall back, and I'ma rob one of these rapping niggas. The shooters off of E, bounce out and get the gas and niggas. Talk about 100, I spent it twice cause the bag right. Do it for my section, trying to get us at some limelight. Killers on level 4 with no parole, that's facing double life. Broke it out, the bitch was in the bricks when I was selling white. Killers on level 4 with no parole, that's facing double life. Broke it out, the bitch was in the bricks when I was selling white. His hands up.
We ain't into that. You niggas ain't got a bag. We ain't into that. We ain't into that. That bitch don't fuck it over. We ain't into that. We ain't into that. You niggas ain't on the block. We ain't into that. We ain't into that. You niggas don't turn no blocks. We ain't into that.
Niggas know me, been off the points is like back when. Gang in the field, bitch, we be something like the Pac-10. Gangland, we around this motherfucker, man. Bang, bitch, stand on that. To the head, I'll show a nigga's feelings. My 9th and Wood nigga, up the street from the village.
We ain't into that. You niggas don't turn no blocks. We ain't into that.
Make sure you put him down, never leave a witness. No love for the suckers, never on forgiveness. Stomp down
niggas, cause niggas is big.
Ooh, about to blow something. Man got the stick, about to hoe something. Ooh.
Y'all know what it is. It's Gangland TV the SitDown live. Hit the like button. Don't be boosty. And subscribe to the channel. And hit the notification bell, man. That shit easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Easy. Subscribing, that's free as fuck. Hit the notification bell, that's free as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That shit's free.
Gang in the field, bitch, we be something like the Pac-10.